What's up? Michael here, the Shy City Yacker, and I got a couple hours to kill before work starts. So I'm here, you can see in the background, downtown Chicago, on the harbors here, and I'm chasing after some smallmouth. Water is extremely clear, extremely clear, and so they're kind of pushed off deep. I don't see anything close to the shore, so we're gonna go after them. Hopefully we catch a couple. Let's see if we can. All right, spot number one, unsuccessful. Had some smallies kind of come up on the crank. Nothing on the drop shot, nothing on the shaky head. So it's a clue. Also had some big drum come up and chase the crank. So nothing there. Gonna keep moving along, see if we can get a smallmouth. Drum are always cool to catch. They're fun. I just caught my first one not too long ago and it was massive. But it's definitely not the target fish. I'm trying to go after some big smallies. All right, move spots. Harbor was just water levels too low. It's too bright, too sunny, and a lot of weeds. So I'm out on the main lake right now. A lot of rocks over here. I'll show you a picture here in a second. About to retie some things and give it a shot. There's a Lake Michigan largemouth bass. They're in here. Not as, come on, get in there. On the drop shot, that's the new striking. I'll talk about that in a second. Let me get back in the water. A little fatty, man. Little guy. All right, so the bass ain't cooperating today. Caught a small largie, which is always cool to catch because the smallmouths are much more prevalent in the harbors here. Lake Michigan, Chicago area. Right now I'm sitting in one of the harbors taking a quick break to bring to you, figured since the fishing is kind of slow and sucky to be honest with you, that I would at least make this more beneficial for you if you decide to come out to chase down largemouth, smallmouth on the lakefront. My top 5 must-have lures to catch bass on Lake Michigan. Let's go ahead and get started. These 5 really cover everything from top to bottom and year-round, whether it's spring, summer, fall, even wintertime. Honestly, as long as the lake doesn't freeze over, you can still get in here and fish and catch them as well. So let me start it all off with cranks. These are the Strike King XD series 5 and the 6. I would suggest one or the other or both. These are great because they get down. Most of the area you're going to fish along the lakefront is going to get down to about 17, maybe 20 feet. With the 6 XD, you'll definitely hit bottom. Anything 15 feet or less, and anything 10 or less, the 5 XD is really good at getting in there, digging into the rocks, and getting those reaction bites without, getting themselves stuck in there. Play around with colors. Obviously, the perch has become a main forage here in Lake Michigan for a lot of different species. The cool thing with this lure is it's going to catch you bass and it's going to catch you those bonus fish. I'm talking about drum. Depending on the time of the year, if it's spring when the water's cooler, you have a really good chance of catching brown trout, lakers, and steelhead and cohos when they're actually closer into the shoreline. So with this XD, you really can get the bass with it, but then also target other fish or just catch them as bonus fish while you're trying to get bass. All right. Next in line, you got to have yourself a jerkbait. These here, my personal picks, are the Shadow Wraps. Both of these are the deeper diving versions, so it'll get you down to about, depending on the line you have, I kind of go light 10-pound fluoro. It'll get you down to about 8 feet or so, possibly 10, if you're able to get a long cast. Get it out there. Keep it simple, man. This is a real natural looking color. And then I always like clown. Clown is always really good for bass as well, especially smallies. They hate this color combo and they will attack it. Really great standout for this is springtime when the water's still cool in the 50s, especially when smallies are starting to come into the harbors and get ready for the spawn. Well, of course, my battery died, so back at the car, just put in a fresh battery. Let's pick back up where I left off at. Deadly, man. I love these. I definitely throw them, especially in the summertime, like I would now, right over the tops of the weeds. Get over there, rip it through it, it'll get hung, just jerk it out of it, and a lot of times I get reaction bites right out of that. Gotta have a jerk bait. It's a good all year round lure here for bass on Lake Michigan. Moving along, you gotta have yourself a paddle tail swim bait. This one in particular I like are the Z-Man stuff, just because they're so durable and because you will get rock bass and other kinds of other fish, you know, nicking at it. You know, this thing will last you a long time. So that's why I like it. I put it on a 1/8 ounce jig head. Anytime you see the bass cruising along the shorelines and the seawalls, I'm picking this up and I'm throwing it, because when I see that, they're actively gonna chase something down like a bait fish. So I'll throw something like this. This is about 3.5 inches, and I'll also carry a smaller version for when they're really keyed in on smaller bait fish. I've really killed it on the smaller ones as well. This one, just go with a 3/16 ounce jig head, 1/8 ounce for like the 3.5 inch one, and just cast it out there as far as you can. I usually parallel cast it along the shoreline, the break wall, and just a slow, steady retrieve, man. They'll come up and suck it up. Can't talk about bass fishing without mentioning drop shots. Personally, I don't like drop shotting. It's just too slow for my taste, but it's effective and it has its place. And this is one of the few bodies of water that I will actually throw a drop shot inland and all that stuff. I'll catch bass on different techniques. I'm sure you can do it on drop shotting, but really drop shotting at Lake Michigan in the lakefront area for bass is really, really effective, and it produces a lot. I really like the Strike King KVD Dream Shots. This is the new open port technology one, which is much more supple than the other one. It works. What I will tell you that I really, really am liking, and I just picked this up, it came out this year, are the new Strike King half shells. These things I've been using more than the Dream Shots. It's a smaller profile. I love it. The bass have been reacting great to this. This is not an endorsement. I'm just telling you that this has been working extremely well for me. I mean, you can see how small it is right here. Just throw it on there. The tail action, it really does look like more of a bait fish, and it's been producing really well for me. And then you got to get to the bottom of the water column. I'm talking about the very bottom to fish for these bass, and you can go in a lot of different routes, but one that never fails is the Ned rig. All right, Z-Man, TRD, aka the Turd. Put it on their mushroom jig head, and your money. Color-wise, you're gonna want to go something that matches a goby or a crayfish. Here, this is like a green pumpkin with like purple flakes in it. When you throw this out here, as a last resort, I'll throw something on the bottom like a Ned rig, only because once it's down there, you're gonna get attacked by the gobies. You're gonna have all of the rock bass and the small bluegills chipping away at it, so you're just gonna feel that tat-tat-tat-tat-tat all day long. When you do get a bass on it, you're just gonna feel it. You might feel something, but normally I just see the line swimming off. That's how I know a bass is actually on it. But when I'm fishing Lake Michigan, I really try to stay off the bottom as much as possible, again, because you're gonna just have the gobies attacking this thing viciously, and it's just going to be more of an annoyance. And so it has its place. This is my last resort. Grab a spinning rod, grab a bait casting rod. That's all you need to catch bass on the lakefront. And hopefully these top 5 lures that I use is a benefit to you. Get out in the water, catch some fish out here in the lakefront. I would love to see you guys pull some hogs out here, because there are some hogs. I am telling you, I've seen them swimming around. I've caught a few myself, and I'm still trying to break that 5-pound smallie bag out here. They're here. It's just a matter of time. Now, I know what you're thinking as I put this stuff away. I might have left out some other kind of must-have or essential lures, but that's why these are my top 5. And I wanted to share it with you. What 5 lures would you say are must-haves for fishing Lake Michigan, Chicago area, or just anywhere along the Greater Lakes area for smallies you got the same top 5 as me. Maybe you have something a little bit different. I would love to hear. Leave your top 5 in the comments below. I'll comment back and see if I agree, and see if maybe I missed something. Little rock bass. These guys, they'll eat your lures in a heartbeat before the largemouth or smallmouth even get to it.